My friends, it's great to see you again.
Good to see you.
How did you both get ready for these roles? I'm convinced you both spent time working in government or military. How do you get ready for a role like this?
Just ask a lot of questions.
Yeah.
Man. A lot of questions. We had a lot of help. You know, people who have worked in these positions in the past, retired and still active. You know, who were on set and we're just constantly asking these guys questions, like at every moment. Like a scene with, we finish one take, then we're like, hey, was this moment good, or would you say that? Would you actually say that like that, or like how would you answer how would you look at the computer screen? What screen would you be looking at when this, and when they deliver this news? Would you be looking at the screen here? Would you be looking at the computer screen? Oh no, there's an email there. Like, it's just all that's all. Just asking questions constantly.
Knowing now what you have learned from playing this character and learning this story, does it scare you? Because it scared me. Maybe
No.
These are things we don't think about all the time, but it's very real and it could happen and it's there. What gave you pause for thought?
That's it. Boom. That is it. It is what gives you. This film gives you pause. It really does. I think on a number of levels. Not just even. It's funny. I was just finishing a book on AI. And one whole chapter is dedicated to what is our biggest thing as a human race we've done. Our biggest containment. How do we contain or whatever? And it is nuclear proliferation. And then you go, well, how do we contain AI? I mean, it speaks to a lot of things, and it comes down to everyday people busting their chops to do the work, to do it honestly and to do it competently, and sit there and deal with this situation. I think, as Kathryn said, it goes right up to the chain. People have put a lot of effort and thought into it, and I think it should give us all pause. The film takes out the good or the bad or the blame or who's at fault. It doesn't matter. This thing is on the way, and that's our lot as a race if we so let it happen.
What a great way to describe it without spoilers, honestly, because honestly, you give me chills.
Yeah, thank you.
What a cast, both of y'all included. I've interviewed you both over the years. But Kathryn Bigelow is your director. What's it like to work with her? She's quite the storyteller. I just told her, I said, why do you scare me and make me intensity and edge of your seat? Like, she is a brilliant storyteller. What is it like to work with somebody like that?
She's the top of the top, man. She's she's one of the greatest directors of all time.
Yeah.
And you really figure that you see why when you're working with her, man. Like, the specificity and the way she works with her team, and the way they communicate, and the way there's like this fluidity between each one of them. And I think it starts with her, man. It's just really the way she thinks and the way her mind is moving, and then it just kind of trickles down, and then it's just, and then the actors, I think she just really has a knack for, look, whether I was in this movie or not, I mean, I just, as a fan of movies, watching this film and seeing everybody's performance, from the smallest part to the biggest part, or whatever, everyone's just so locked in, and I think that speaks to her, man. That speaks to her decision making.
Her integrity.
Yeah.
It's her integrity.
Yes.
And then the people she brings together, it becomes your crowd, Whatever it is, we're different parts of the world, we're different careers, different times and whatever, but she brings together a group that feels like this is my circus. I found my group, and she did it on Zero Dark and does it again here, and everybody works for her. There's a simplicity, with the great director, there's a simplicity, because everyone's focused.
Jason, when you show up to work, though, look at the ensemble. That's my homie. I've known him forever, and he's family to me. But you show up and you see this cast.
Yeah.
Rebecca, I've known for a minute. I've had a chance to interview her before. But you look around and see who you're working with. What do you feel as an actor?
Well, you feel like you just, the river of everything going through is strong. I'm just going to jump in with the rest of them and paddle, because it's some good fun, and we all finish it, and then here we are, and and these are the things that will define our career, that we'll look back and go, you know what, we were part of that. I look back at Zero Dark and go, man, I was part of that, and now we're part of this together, and to hear your homie talk about a woman who I love in the same way that I feel, is like, yeah, man, it's just, you can't get anything better as an actor.
There's so much positive buzz on this movie. I don't know if you've heard, but
Yeah.
a lot of people, including this fan right here, are very excited about what's coming. Be proud. Y'all did a fantastic job, and it really makes you think we need to have some conversations.
It's not hyperbole to say this movie is important.
It's very
I feel
important.
I wouldn't like to say that, but it's like it's
You know.
And that's, at the end of the day, that's what's important.
Yeah.
It is.
Man.